Hey guys, in this video I'm going to teach you how to make this gorgeous rustic looking textured crochet coaster. Now this coaster may look complicated, but it's actually very easy and beginner friendly. So let's get started. So for this project you're going to need a weight 4 yarn. Any weight 4 yarn will do, but it is best if it is either acrylic or cotton or a blend of both. Now this is a very good stash busting project. So you can take any yarn that's in your stash that you still haven't used and use it to make these coasters. You'll also need a 5 mm crochet hook, 5 mm crochet hook, and you're going to need a darning needle to weave in the ends and a pair of scissors. Okay, to begin, we are going to make a slip knot. So take your yarn, hold it in your hand like this, push it over this way, pull that yarn through and make your slip knot. Then you're going to insert that loop into your hook and pull it tight. Now, to make that initial ring, we are going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can do a magic ring, but I don't prefer magic rings. I actually just prefer this. And to make this a ring, all you're going to do is slip stitch into that first chain. And there you go. You have a ring. Not this, but this little center place right here, that is your ring. Now you're going to chain 1. And for your first row, you're going to put 12 double crochets into that ring. Let me put 1 double crochet and show you. You yarn over, insert your hook into that center, pull up a loop and pull it through. Then you yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1 double crochet. Now I'm going to do one more. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull through, and that is your second double crochet. So you keep doing that and do 12 double crochets into that center hole of the ring. Now as you're doing your double crochets, this loose thread here, this loose yarn here, you weave that in as you go, and that way you won't have any trouble at the end. You can just cut it off. I'll finish this row and I'll get back to you. Now I've put 12 double crochets into that ring, and to close this row all I'm going to do is slip stitch into that first double crochet from this row. So I'm going to insert my hook here, pull up a yarn and make that slip stitch, and that's my first row done. Now to close this center hole, all you have to do is take this thread and pull it tight, and there you have it. Now for your second row, you're going to chain 1. Then you're going to do your first double crochet into that very first stitch, the same place where you did the slip stitch. So you're going to yarn over and make your first double crochet there. That's your first double crochet. For your second double crochet stitch of this row, you're going to do that double crochet stitch also in the first double crochet stitch of the previous row. But instead of doing it into the stitch, you're going to do it in the post, and you're going to make a front post double crochet stitch. So you're going to push that post in front. So you're going to yarn over, you're going to find that post, and you're going to take your hook and you're going to put it behind the post, bring it around, and then yarn over again, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So you've done 2 double crochets in that same double crochet of the previous row. You've done 1 in the stitch and 1 in the post, and that's what you're going to repeat for every double crochet around. You're going to do 1 in the stitch and 1 in the post, 1 in the stitch, 1 in the post. Let me do a second one for you. So the first one in the stitch, That's your double crochet there in the stitch. Then you're going to do it in the post. So that's your next double crochet. That's a front post. And that's it. So one in the stitch, one in the post, and you're going to repeat that all the way around, and you're going to have 24 double crochets in this second row. So that's twice what you had in the first row. So let me complete that and I'll get back to you. There you go. My second row is complete, and as you can see, those post stitches are what give this coaster the beautiful texture. Now, to complete this row, all I'm going to do is slip stitch into that first stitch from this row, and I'm done with this row. Now we're going to go to the third row. Now you have 12 stitches in your first row, 24 stitches in your second row, and now we'll go to the third row. For the third row, you're going to chain one, then you're going to put your first double crochet into that first double crochet stitch of the previous row. All right. Then you're going to put your second double crochet into the second double crochet stitch of the previous row. There you go. That's your first stitch, your second stitch. Now for your third double crochet stitch, you're actually going to put that is your increase stitch in this row, and you're going to put that in the post of that second double crochet of the previous row. So you're going to yarn over and you're going to put it in the post. There you have it. So it's one double crochet in that stitch, the next double crochet in the next stitch, and then a double crochet in the post stitch. And this is what you're going to repeat throughout. Now in the next stitch, you're going to put a double crochet, and then in the next post stitch, you're first going to put a double crochet in the stitch, and then you're going to put a double crochet on the post. So it's going to be a double crochet in the stitch there, then the next double crochet also in the stitch, and then the next one is going to be in your post. All right, so again, double crochet in the stitch, then double crochet in the next stitch, then your next one is going to be in the post. There you go. You see that pattern forming nicely? So this is how you're going to do this. So keep repeating this until you finish this row, and you should have 36 stitches at the end of this row. So let me do this and get back to you. Now this is what it looks like after the third row is complete, and as you can see, the pattern is forming beautifully. Now to complete this row, I'm just going to slip stitch right here in that first double crochet from this row. For your next row, you're going to chain one as usual. Then you're going to do one double crochet in all of the three stitches. 1, 2, 3. So you're going to do a double crochet each in each of these three stitches, and then do a post crochet stitch. So just like before, except you're adding one more stitch. So you're going to do a double crochet in this stitch over here, in this stitch over here, then in this post stitch over here. Then you're going to do a double crochet into the post. So let me do that. So that's one double crochet here, then one double crochet here, one more double crochet in this post stitch, and now a double crochet into that post. So that's it. These are a block of 4 stitches. So once 3 of the stitches go into the stitch, and then you have a post stitch. Again, the next 3 here, 1, 2, 3 into the stitch, then you make a post stitch. So let me do that. 1 double crochet here, the second double crochet here, the third double crochet here, and then you have a post stitch. So you put it through the post. So you do a front post double crochet. There you go. So that is how you're going to do this fourth row. And at the end of this fourth row, you should have 48 stitches. So let me finish that and get back to you. And there is the fourth row complete. Now we're going to go on to the fifth and final row, and as usual we're going to slip stitch in that first stitch of the row, then you're going to chain 1. Now if you have noticed the pattern by now, we are increasing by 12 on each row, and the increased stitch is your post crochet stitch. Right? So on this row, you're going to put 4 stitches, 4 double crochet stitches all in the stitch, and then your fifth double crochet stitch, which is also your increased stitch, is going to be a post stitch. So I have 1 double crochet here in that very first one, first stitch, the next double crochet here in the second stitch, the next double crochet in the third stitch, right? The next one in this fourth stitch, which is also your post crochet stitch of the previous row, and then you're going to do your increased stitch. Your fifth stitch is going to be your increased stitch, which is a post stitch on this post stitch of the previous row. And that's it. Keep repeating that and finish row 5, which is your final row before we do the finishing row. Let me finish this row and I'll get back to you. All right, so the final row of this coaster is done. Just to finish this row, I am going to slip stitch here on that first stitch from the row. And there we have it. Your coaster is essentially done here. But to make it look neat, what we are going to do is do a slip stitch all the way around. So you're going to do one slip stitch in each stitch around, and that's going to give the coaster a really nice, neat look. So let me show that to you. So you've already done the slip stitch in that first stitch to close off this row. Now we're going to go into that second stitch and you're going to slip stitch. Keep it relatively loose so it doesn't bend inwards. Then you're going to go into that next stitch and you're going to slip stitch. And then the next one, and you're going to do a slip stitch. And you're going to continue this all the way around. Now, if you do have trouble finding where you started, it might help to use a stitch marker, or if you don't have a stitch marker, a safety pin or a piece of yarn to indicate where you've started this row, so you don't lose track of that. Now I'm going to finish this slip stitch row and get back to you. There we go. I'm done with my slip stitch row and I've reached the top here. To close this row off, all I'm going to do is slip stitch into that very first slip stitch over here. There we go. All right. So with that, this coaster is complete. Now all I'm going to do is chain one over here and pull that tight just to secure that yarn there with a knot. And then I'm going to cut this off. And my coaster is done. Now all you have to do is weave all your ends in and you've got a beautiful textured crochet coaster. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you liked this tutorial. Now if you did, please give this video a like Subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos.